Hi and welcome to another edition of OnSide SA. Budge, before we talk about anything, tell me about your trip. I want to know. First time
I took a winner, Brett Galley, to the Liverpool-Man City game.
the 1-1 draw.
The 1-1 draw. I had an extra ticket. Willie Miller came with me. Willie had a great time.
Willie Miller, where's he living now?
Willie's in New Germany, I think, Pinetown way.
He flew out. Oh, excellent.
And Willie booked into a great place on Friday, right outside Anfield. I think it's called Soccer Suite. So Willie, when I flew to into Manchester, then caught the train to Preston, Willie went to Liverpool and he stayed there. And I caught up with him and Brett on the Sunday. Nice place, great pub. Sunday was a game. Paul, no doubt. What an atmosphere.
Lovely, yeah.
Oh,
Liverpool is supposed to be one of the best, if not the best in the world.
Well, that's the best atmosphere I've ever been to.
I saw when they came to Spurs. There were 3,500 of them. We had a stadium full. I couldn't believe how vocal they are.
No, Paul, they're knowledgeable. They're going 1-0 down, they got louder and louder. Then they got the penalty. That was a stand. We were opposite the cop. Nice seats, nice and high, and we could see everything. But they deserved the penalty. It was a penalty, in my opinion. But what an atmosphere! Then Man United, Liverpool on Sunday.
So even great, and maybe it was great atmosphere, but a great result.
The atmosphere was tense. You could feel the difference.
Nervous.
Oh, Paul, the hatred between the two sets of fans is unbelievable. The most two successful. They don't like each other. And United were lucky, Paul.
The game that fluctuated.
McTominay should have scored, made it 2-0. Good save from Keller, Rashford. But then the goals in front of us, Paul, you cannot believe. The first goal was absolutely a joke. Gets a deflection. The second goal, they try and play out from the back. Varane can't use his left foot, so he plays it square to Wan-Bissaka. He can't use his other foot. He gives it away, 2-1. And second half, Liverpool had it to win. But
they had it to win. But a great result for you guys. You needed that. You needed that. And did you see Preston?
Didn't watch them play, Paul, because I had Man United Everton the week beforehand. So Preston, they won and they went to Plymouth. I wasn't spending 6 hours to go and watch them on the Saturday.
So all in all, a good footballing trip.
Paul,
family all good.
All touch wood.
Touch wood. So all good. Well, that's excellent. That's the latest on Budget's Sojourn. Let's just quickly touch on our winner of the last one standing, the baseballer Gavin Wright.
Paul, I was at the game. Man United beat Everton 2-0, and I would never thought that would have been the winning selection. Everton had no luck, had more chance. They had 23 shots.
Was it two penalties?
2 penalties. They're both legit, Paul.
Yeah, no doubt.
But,
no doubt.
Gavin, well done, Arsenal man. I did speak to him the day after.
Anywhere near with him.
So well done to Gav,
Yeah, well done, excellent. Bad luck to those guys who went out. I see there's 2 ladies remain. Does that carry on?
Yeah, Paul, I have spoken, messaged both the girls and just said this is what's going to happen. So they were grateful. They thought they were out and gone, but it's 2,500 for a leading lady, so they'll get their picks the following weekend. They both know, and
so these picks that are here are for...
Those are the ones that went out. I think Fiona was on Bournemouth and Tracy was on West Ham.
Correct. Okay. Right, Stevie B. How's man? Steve, I'm going to quickly get it over with. I believe that Aidan O'Brien's been training Fulham. I couldn't believe how your guys were magnificent.
I was going to say, Paul, if you go on the horse racing theme, I think the Tottenham back four are a bit like Shergar. They've gone missing.
Jeez, Shergar, you're absolutely right. They had a fell apart. But you guys were magnificent. You could have scored more goals. Our keeper made some great saves. We should have got a goal. Timo Werner, if he jumped from a boat, he wouldn't hit water.
What was quite an interesting fact is that we were the first team to stop Spurs scoring in a league game for 39 games. 39 games, yeah. Or 40 games, I think it was. So, there's no question. Good. I think the game could have ended sort of 5 or 6-2, I think. But
I agree with you.
I think we would have taken 3-0.
8-3 to Fulham, I worked it out. They were better. That striker of yours is a good player.
Well, Moon is, he's just, it's incredible. He couldn't hit a barn door, and now he scores 7 in 7.
He's a very good player, very good. Well, anyway, we've got that out of the way.
All right, Steve,
we're still friends.
No more gloating about Fulham and ridiculing Spurs. No. Steve, international weekend, and obviously League One and League Two.
Hang on, just before he carries on, you know, they gave me a hard time after the Fulham game.
Who was that?
Daniel, your son.
Well, yeah. Well, he probably can't remember the last time we beat you, so he was in nappies.
Yeah, well done. Okay, sorry, but on you go.
Steve, big game tonight. European qualifiers for the actual finals. Yeah. They've got 3 groups of 4 teams, and the winners of each two. The one that we're going to talk about is the Wales, Finland, and Poland, Estonia section. Wales, I think it's 8:45 our time.
Is it betting on these games?
Yeah, but this is only Thursday, Paul, so we haven't got the betting on. This is tonight.
Well, I mean, Wales are favourites. I mean, they're at home, which is obviously quite important for them. Finland, not a bad side. They didn't have a bad group, but obviously they were in a tough group with Denmark. They finished sort of 4 points behind. They won 6 games, Finland, so they won't be easy, but they don't travel that well. Yeah. Wales, I think they're fairly confident they'll get through, but they're going to have to play well.
Yeah, and if they win that,
they're at home.
Yeah.
So how come only these
if they
4
win,
teams?
they then play the winners at home as well at Cardiff of Poland, Estonia, and I think again Poland are certainly clear favourites against Estonia. They're not the team they were, Poland, so they don't travel that well. So I think Wales. This is a good opportunity for Wales to get through.
Yeah, as I say, Poland, Lewandowski, and 10 others. Yeah, and then what happens, Paul, is I think there's 12 teams that finish second, and then they draw them into 3 sections of 4, and the winners of those sections qualify for the finals. So that's the final 3 places for the Euros.
Okay.
So there are 1 or 2 other games, but Paul, not
friendlies of the game.
Yeah, the friendlies. Yeah, we'll start on we'll get the betting up now on Friday's friendlies, and we've mainly picked the better teams because some of them are just 1 to 50s and so on. But Steve, Norway against the Czech Republic. How do you see it?
Yeah, it should be an interesting game. I mean, Norway, again, certainly not the team they were. I mean, but I mean, if Haaland plays, then obviously they've always got half a chance, haven't they? I think they'll start as favourites at home. The only problem with these friendly weekend is that some international managers might sort of rotate some of the players to have a look at some of the squads. So, we don't know if teams are going to play their strongest side. But I think Norway at home should start as favourites.
Yeah, I can't have them. One thing about the Czech Republic, that Souček and the boys, they have a full go. They play their best team all the time, and they look like they want to play for their country. Solos and Haaland and Odegaard from Arsenal, when they're going forward.
Where does the big striker, young
Haaland
striker?
plays for Norway.
No, Man United's big young striker.
He's Danish.
Okay.
He won't play this week.
Okay.
When I watch that Norway team, they're great going forward, but to me, I can't have them even money. If I was going to have a bet, I would take 9 to 10 Czech Republic in the draw. I was going to make it my best each way team because the Czech Republic had a good Euros. They've got a few players that have a go, but friendlies are friendlies, and you just don't know what they're going to play. But so that's the hard part. But I can't take even money Norway. I wouldn't be surprised if Haaland doesn't play, but not for me. Hungary, Turkey. I think this is going to be a humdinger, Steve. Which way do you see it going?
I mean, Hungary have been, a fairly decent side, as we know. The way they played last year in the Nations League. Turkey again, it's a fairly strong team as well. I think this would be a close game. I think it's hard to call. I think Hungary would certainly start as favourites at home, but I think it'll be close. Yeah,
I think Hungary will destroy them. I've been very impressed. That Zoboslav from Liverpool, what a top player he is. And they've got several guys that play in the German league. They won all 4 home games, and I think they beat England the last time they played them at home. So really impressed with Hungary. I was going to make them my best bet, Hungary, but they're in every one of my bets. 12 to 10 Hungary, I'm all over it. Netherlands versus Scotland. 6 to 1 Scotland, Steve.
Well, Scotland have not been a bad side. They qualified, made themselves hard to beat. You'd expect Netherlands to be favourites with obviously some of the quality of the players they've got. But Scotland will have a go. I think this will be a bit closer than the betting shows. Yeah,
best bet of the weekend for me. Both teams just scored 11 to 10. I think they've made a mistake because one thing about Scotland, they do have a go. In their qualifiers, the only team that beat them away from home was Spain. And remember, they had that dodgy goal, that free kick disallowed. So Scotland will give them a game. Netherlands, to me, they'll just wouldn't go through the motions, but they'll mix and match their players. Over 2.5 goals, both teams to score at 16 to 10. I think that's a great bet. Romania versus Northern Ireland. Since Carl Lafferty's retired from Northern Ireland,
not the same side.
They're not the same side. And I've watched Romania. I think they aren't the worst of sides. I'm all over the home team here, Steve. Do you agree?
Yeah, no, I agree, definitely. Romania, I think, will start as strong favourites. There's no Northern Ireland don't travel very well, and I think he's sort of building a sort of a new team. They got players now coming through, young players like Conor Bradley, who obviously should be playing. But I think that Romania at home will be too strong.
Yeah, totally agree. 8-10, I think, is a great price. And Spain versus Colombia. This game's been played at Wembley. Regardless of that, I like what I've seen from Spain. I know a couple of Barcelona youngsters are injured, so they won't play. And Colombia have had a great start. They're unbeaten in their 6 World Cup games, but surely 7-10 is a decent bet on Spain.
You would think so. I mean, Colombia obviously have got their sights on the World Cup. This is not as important. So, they've got to travel. Obviously, they've got European-based players, but Spain you'd expect to be favourites for this. So, I think that's probably about right, those odds. Yeah,
7-10 Spain. It was 7-10 Spain to score over 1.5 goals. I thought it was another great bet. Yeah. Anyway, on to Saturday, and the first game up. I don't know what to make of this. Republic of Ireland versus Belgium. Even money Belgium. Steve, what do you think?
Get on.
Well, look, on paper, they will. Republic have been very hit and miss in the last few years, particularly. Belgium, on paper, we know are a strong side. We've got so many of their players playing in the Premier League. Again, if he plays his strongest side, I think Belgium should be favourites.
Yeah, my only doubt with Belgium is they play England on Tuesday, so maybe they'll save their best players for then. But
so this is a friendly. Tuesday's not.
No, Tuesdays are both friendlies.
Oh, they're both friendlies.
Let's warm up for the finals. I watched Belgium beat somebody away from home. I think it was the Czech Republic, and they had this little wing. I thought, who the hell is this guy? It was Doku at Man City. No wonder Pep grabbed him. And if they play him and Lukaku and the other boy up front, Trossard and them, I think even money's a great price. But he'll be there. I don't know if he will play though, because he's carrying a knock. But even money.
Tielemans.
They loaded. Akanji at the back. But even money. But you never know with the Irish. But even money Belgium, I don't think is a bad bet. Slovakia versus Austria, Steve. The talking point was obviously Austria dropping their 3 players. Were they singing anti-gay songs or something like that?
Yeah. Look, I think this. Austria, you've got down as sort of favourites, but I think this would be a bit closer than that.
Yeah.
I fancy the home side to at least get something out of it.
Yeah, and there's 6 group games. Only Portugal beat them. Well, the last 6 anyway. Yeah. And I watched the one game where Portugal beat them 1-0. And that's I fancy Slovakia, Steve. I think 2-1 is not a bad price, especially if Austria have lost a few.
They're quite a hard team to beat at home. So, and I can see them holding Austria at the very least. Yeah.
Next game, 9 o'clock our time, is Denmark, Switzerland. 2 teams that are always competitive, Steve. Which way do you see it going?
Yeah, I think this will be a close game. Switzerland, they qualify for every tournament, but don't always do well. But they make themselves hard to beat. Again, you're not quite sure what side they're both going to play. Denmark will certainly start as favourites, but it really depends. I'm not sure if Højlund is going to be fit to play for them though. I don't know if United will be very happy him being risked playing in a couple of internationals, but I think this will be a close game. Maybe Denmark slight favourites. Yeah,
2-1 Denmark. Big game the weekend is obviously England versus Brazil.
Wembley.
At Wembley, 9-10 England.
Well, look, we don't know if Harry Kane is going to be fit to play. I've not heard. Obviously, we know he turned his ankle, and so they've been fairly quiet. I guess when the press conference, Gareth Southgate, he'll tell us what's happening. But but then if Kane doesn't play, it does give an opportunity for Southgate to see who else could lead the line. So whether it's Watkins, I suppose he might be sort of next in line, as it were. But look, England have got a strong side. Brazil, but a lot of the Brazilian players play here, play in Europe. So I think it'll be a close game. They're always entertaining games. Yeah. England don't have the best record against Brazil historically, so I think if they win, I think it would be a good performance. But otherwise, it could easily be a draw.
Yeah, England, Brazil have lost their last 3 qualifiers, which was a concern when I read it. But other than I just can't have. If Harry Kane doesn't play, I'm all over Brazil. You know, Vinicius Junior, Rodrigo, and all those guys. I think that there'll be plenty of goals in this, Steve. I wouldn't be taking 9-10 England, even if Harry Kane does play. But if he doesn't play, even worse.
Yeah.
Anyway, another big game of the weekend is France against Germany. I think French are certainties, yeah.
Yeah, France should be clear favourites. You know, Germany have been really up and down. I mean, they've got a few issues. You know, and obviously they're hosting the tournament. Yeah. You know, and I think they're expected to be strong. But you know, I think France look very strong to me, and certainly should be favourites here and one of the favourites for the tournament itself.
Yeah, Steve, I just look at the French. I thought they're a little bit unlucky in the final. If the guy hadn't have made the tactical errors, Deschamps, I think they would have beat Argentina. But nevertheless, France against anybody at home, I think is a great bet. 8-10. I'm going to be taking 2-1, them to win by more than 1 goal. But I'm all over the French. Steve, on to England. Not many games, but obviously because the guys have international players. But there's a couple on Saturday. League One. We've got a South African interest in this game. Burton Albion versus Port Vale.
Port Vale.
Local derby.
Yeah, it is a derby. And you've got the young Chislett boy playing for Port Vale. But they're neither are having a particularly good season. There's 1 point between the two teams. Burton have lost the last 3. Port Vale not doing much better. I think it would be a close game. Burton probably slight favourites, but I wouldn't be surprised if they cancel each other out.
Yeah, if ever a game's got 1-1 written over it, this is this one. Burton 1 point from the last 5. Port Vale 4 points from the last 13. So let's hope Ethan, who never played last week, Ethan Chislett, Durban boy, can work a bit of magic. Carlisle, Stevenage.
Where is Stevenage?
Stevenage is London way, isn't it, Steve?
It's north of London. It's just north of London. It's not classified as a London side. It's outside of London. Look, Carlisle are rock bottom, struggling. They're effectively 16 points adrift. They did win last week, but they are way off the pace. Stevenage have just fallen away a bit. They were in a very good position a few weeks ago, but I think they will start as favourites. But you know, for Carlisle, if they don't start winning, you know, they'll be down with a few games to go.
Yeah, I totally agree. Stevenage has to be the play. Carlisle lost 12 of the last 13 and 6 at home, so it should be Stevenage all day. A team that are expected to come up at Derby County. They beat Bolton 1-0 at home last week. Not an easy place to beat the Cobblers of Northampton, but surely they should get a result, yes, Steve?
Yeah, I think they will do. Northampton are just sort of sitting sort of mid-table, not going anywhere. Derby, I think, will be too strong. You know, it's a tight ground, small ground, but it will be fairly boisterous. You know, Derby will always sell their allocation now. I think it'll be, for me, it's odds-on away win.
Yeah, sure looks like it. On to League Two, where there is a full round of fixtures, but we've selected 5 games from them, and the first game, no Sutton, they tailed off as Harrogate Town versus Bradford City. Which way do you see it going?
Yeah, well, I think that the betting is showing Bradford as favourites, but Harrogate are actually above them in the table. Yeah. Bradford having a bit of a bad run, so you know I can see Harrogate at least holding Bradford, if not beating them.
Yeah, me too. Yeah, I was on Bradford in midweek. They got beat at home by Notts County. I couldn't believe that. So hard to trust them away from home at odds on. Grimsby Town versus Wrexham. Wrexham had a bad result last week. Do you see them rebounding?
Yeah, I mean, the strange is at home they've been winning all before them, Wrexham, but came unstuck. Away, they don't seem to travel that well, but they're still sort of there or thereabouts. Grimsby have sort of hauled themselves up a little bit from. They were much closer to the bottom, but I think Wrexham should start as favourites. You know, I think that ultimately, I think they're going to be there or thereabouts, and I think this is the sort of game they've got to win.
Yeah, Grimsby unbeaten in 6, but Wrexham always score goals, so my suggestion would be over 2.5 goals. Morecambe versus Gillingham. Funny incident catching the train after the Liverpool-Man United game on Sunday, and there were a whole lot of fans on it, and they were singing songs very similar to United songs, and I couldn't believe some of the words. They were from Morecambe FC. They'd just been beaten by Salford, but the Shrimpers, they nicknamed the Shrimpers, yeah. And I couldn't believe it. They were really funny on the train going back. Can they get a result, Steve?
I think they can, and they've won their last 3. I think they've got a good opportunity. Gillingham, again, slightly above them in the table, but I think this would be a bit closer than the betting things. I think there's sort of value in a Morecambe home win here.
Yeah, I saw the goals that Salford scored against them last week. One will be goal of the month. It'll be a contender anyway, but the Shrimper Ultras, that's what they were getting called on the train. Brilliant. Steve, Notts County versus Salford City. Talk about Morecambe. Salford beat them the last Sunday. Notts County, 2 good results, but they've had a bad run prior to that.
They did have a bad run, but I think that they need to start sort of winning again to get close to the promotion race. Certainly good for a playoff position. I think Notts County, for me, start as favourites.
Yeah, even money. It's just hard to trust a team that's lost the last 4 at home. And last but not least of our selected games, Tranmere Rovers versus Crawley Town. 2 teams in form, though.
Yeah, Tranmere have hauled themselves up. They were a bit close to the bottom a couple of months ago. Crawley having a good run, but for me, I think Tranmere start as favourites at home.
Yeah, won their last 3. Tranmere, managed Liverpool legend, managed Tranmere Rovers.
Aldridge.
John Aldridge. Saw a brilliant interview with him on YouTube when I was over there.
Isn't it true that a few Man United legends put money into Salford?
Yeah, that's Beckham and all them, the Nevilles and I think the main guys, that guy owns Valencia. The Chinese guys at Terry Lin or something like that. I think he's also got a big finger in the pie. Steve, short and sweet, thanks for your assistance. But before you go, pressure time again. I need your best bet and value bet.
Yeah, not easy this week. I'm going to stick to League 2. I'm going to go for Tranmere as my best bet. And I'm going to go for Morecambe as my value bet, 2-1 at home.
Okay, you're going for the Shrimpers of Morecambe. I think they call the Shrimpers. Something like that. Yeah, they're up the road from Preston, Yeah, I'm going for France, and my value bet Slovakia, Steve. I don't watch much of the League 1, League 2 highlights. It's hard to follow, so I'd rather stick to the international, and I'm going to side. I think France are certainties. I've seen Germany. I know they've got a lot of good young players, but the French are a division above them. And Slovakia, 2-1, Steve. That's my selection.
Yeah, some of the games will be on. The England game, Wales is on tonight. And
we'll have Wales on tonight as well.
Yeah.
So something to watch tonight.
All right, Steve, always good talking to you.
Great,
Thanks very much.
This following week is Premiership, so you can get studying. All the best, Steve. Speak over the weekend.
Cheers.
Take care.
Thanks, Steve.
UK
Bye-bye.
Correspondent.
Funded.
He was waiting for you, Paul.
Yeah, I took him tidily. His son didn't give him a minute to breathe, Daniel. Right, let's carry on now. Budge, you got your best bets. We can do. There's nothing on South African soccer at the moment. So, Budge, it's your best bets and your sixes.
We'll go to our soccer exotics for Saturday, and we kick off as always with our score 6. A little bit of a mix and match, but nothing we could do. I'm siding with Derby County to win at Northampton Town. I've gone Belgium win and draw against the Republic of Ireland. I've gone the field in the Slovakia-Austria game. I don't see Denmark losing at home against Switzerland. I've gone the field in the England-Brazil clash, and I think France will be too good for the Germans. 2-1-6. On to our second soccer 6, which is our English League 1 and League 2 game. I'm going the field in the Harrogate Town Bradford City fixture. Burton Albion win and draw at home against Port Vale. Banking Stevenage to win at Carlisle United. The field in the Tranmere Rovers versus Crawley Town match. Don't see Morecambe losing at home against Gillingham, and I think Derby County will be too good for Northampton Town. 2-1-6. Yeah. On to our score 10 for Saturday. Burton Albion win and draw against Port Vale. Bankering Stevenage to beat Carlisle United. Derby County to beat Northampton Town. Belgium win and draw against Republic of Ireland.
Did you give Republic of Ireland a draw chance?
Paul, you never know. Belgium may take all their main players off. That's the biggest problem with friendlies.
Okay.
Then the field in the Slovakia-Austria game. Our second page, I've gone Denmark win and draw against Switzerland. I don't trust England to beat Brazil, so I'm going the field there. Two bankers, France to beat Germany, Canada to beat Trinidad and Tobago, and Costa Rica win and draw against Honduras, 288. On to the soccer 13, I'm going for England win and draw against Brazil, banking France to beat Germany, Belgium to beat the Republic of Ireland, Denmark win and draw against Switzerland, Slovakia to avoid defeat at home against Austria, and Burton Albion win and draw at home against Port Vale, Stevenage to be too good at Carlisle United. On to our second page, I'm going for Derby County to beat Northampton Town, Barrow win and draw at home against Newport County, AFC Wimbledon win and draw at Crewe Alexandra, Morecambe win and draw at home against Gillingham, and ending up with two bankers, Stockport County to beat MK Dons and Tranmere Rovers to beat Crawley Town, 256 Rand.
Bunch's best bets.
You know, Paul, this is always a hard one, Paul, you know, because you just never know what's going on with the teams. But we got to have a go, so why not? I'm going Hungary to beat Turkey and Romania to beat Northern Ireland, and both teams to score in the Northern Ireland, Scotland, and Norway, Czech Republic. Netherlands, Scotland, and Norway, Czech Republic games, 2,900 to 200. Our Saturday international bet, I'm going France to beat the Germans and over 2.5 total goals. And over 2.5 goals, both teams to score yes in the Denmark, Switzerland, and England, Brazil games, 2,400 to 200. Our team goals only, all these teams to score over 1.5 goals. I'm going Hungary, Spain, Brazil, and France, 3,800 to 200. Both teams to score sides are Netherlands, Scotland, Denmark, Switzerland, England, Brazil, and Italy versus Ecuador, 2,700 to 200. I had to have a bet in the English League, so I'm going Mansfield Town to win by more than 1 goal. I'm going Derby County and Stevenage to win, and both teams to score, Burton Albion, Port Vale, and Harrogate, Bradford City game, 4,000 to 200. And our Collis King 6 or Nixa, I'm going Hungary to beat Turkey, Romania to beat Northern Ireland, Spain to beat Colombia, Belgium to beat the Republic of Ireland, France to beat Germany, and Mansfield Town to beat Colchester, 6,000 to 200. So that's our play for the weekend, Paul.
Very good. Always look forward to those. Well, there we go. That's this week's edition. Until next time, stay on side.